Kade, Mason's kind of famous now. He's been doing all these interviews and podcasts. And one question he got asked was, how did you find him? And he didn't really know. So how did you end up in Northwest Ohio?
When it comes down to it, is the process that we do here. Making sure we cross every T's and dot every I's, right? He was a kid that, I'm big on, I don't care about stars. I don't care about what offers you have, in the O staff room. We don't talk about that at all as an offense staff. We watch everybody together to make sure that we're all on the same page and that we all see it the same. And we've been doing that since I was with my dad at Western Carolina. And I think for us, we didn't care that he had group profile. He didn't have big offers. And when it came down to it, we watched his film and we loved him. He fit what we wanted to do, and he was the type of guy that we were looking for, and we were happy to get him.
Do you know why maybe some other schools at this level didn't give a serious look as you guys did?
I think, football's changed a lot, in recruiting. A lot of people are, get offers really young, and it could be because their size or camps or whatever. And I think the quarterback position, personally, sometimes people recruit guys too early. I love to wait until I watch junior film to see at least a lot of junior film, not just highlights, but game film, just to see how they process, see how they play, see how tough they are. And I think a lot of it had to do was he was just late bloomer. Going into, his sophomore year, he was only 175, 180 pounds, 6'1.5". And then he kind of just grew, now he's like 6'2", close to 6'2", 215 pounds, 210 pounds. So, a lot of it is being a late bloomer. A lot of it is him playing multiple sports. He wasn't going to all the camps. He wasn't doing all that stuff, promoting himself. And a lot of it had to do with where he played. Let's be honest. He played at a small school that, they weren't on the spotlight. They didn't play a lot of big games. And they weren't very good before he became the starter. They won the first, championship for the level, was his senior year. And before then, junior year they had a winning record barely, and then before that they weren't very good. So, he had to build that place, and I think that's what makes Mason special is that he's went through a lot, and he's went through adversity even in high school. He didn't play on the best team.
How did he get on your radar then?
How to get on my radar?
Yeah.
Just through process of, coaches sending in players, every year, different areas, like area coaches, they send in players for us to look at. And obviously, it starts with the quarterbacks, right? Me and my assistant, we watch all the quarterbacks and from every area that every coach recruits. And then once we watch the quarterbacks, we decide which ones that we want to bring to the offensive staff. And then, hey, once we bring them to the whole offensive staff, we'll watch them as a whole staff and rate them all, the ones that I really like. And then once we do that, then they go to Coach Narduzzi. Does that make sense? So for us, that's been our process. And for me, I just love doing it. A lot of people do it by position. I love to bring pizza up in the off season and come up here and watch film as a whole staff and watch every player, every position on the offense, because I want us all to have an opinion. I want us all to. We're all going to see football different, right? Like I might like a player that Coach JJ or Coach Darvo doesn't like, But we put a rating system together that rates them all, and the way we do it. And a lot of times, it's funny when people got different opinions, but when everybody's on the same page, when everybody sees the same thing we all see, a lot of times it's right,
We hear that even after wins, like he obsesses about the things he could have done better.
Yeah.
What's he been like to work with from that standpoint? And could you guys have pretty honest talks?
Yeah, the one thing about him is that, he's a mature pro, man. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been around, played the game, and I wasn't near as mature as he was at his age. Been around it my whole life with my dad. I've seen a bunch of different quarterbacks on, different teams. I've never been around true freshmen that prepares like an NFL 10-year vet. Like he really does. He prepares like he's playing over here for the Steelers, and he loves it, and he wants to get better and learn. And the one thing I love about him is that a lot of times he don't make the same mistake twice. Once he makes a mistake, he'll learn from it. And I think that's what makes fun coaching him, because he's never satisfied, right? Like even when he had the big game versus NC State, we're on the sideline. It's like third, fourth quarter, going to fourth quarter. He's like, dude, man, I freaking, I could have 550 yards passing. It's like he's always trying to get better, and I love that too, because even when we're doing well or we put up numbers or points, like I'm pissed off in the fourth quarter when the backups are in, because I'm expecting us to score, and to get better. So he has that just competitive, want to get better mentality, and that's who I am too.
Does that mentality give you comfort, because obviously he's getting a lot of attention, going to be a lot of eyes on him on Saturday and maybe going forward, that he's going to be able to handle it without sort of getting caught up in his own stuff?
Yeah, it gives me confidence because the way he prepares. Like when he's in here and he knows everything going on, and he has, opinion, right, of things he don't like and do like, I respect that opinion because the way he prepares, right? When you prepare the way he does and the way and how focused he is at practice, he practices every day like it's a game. He don't go through the motions. You watch him drop back with his feet. You watch him go through individual. Everything is as fast as a dang. We're trying to, last drive of the Super Bowl, right? Like he drops every play like it's a game. And so when a guy prepares like that and the guy puts the work in, it makes you feel really confident throwing the football, right? Because you know that he wants the ball in his hands and that he's ready to go.
How crazy is it to see a kid like that with that kind of mentality and maturity at such a young age?
Yeah, it doesn't happen much. It's special, and I think that's what separates him from a lot of young quarterbacks. Is obviously he's talented. He's got the athletic ability. He's tough. He's got the quick release. He's got the arm. But the mental part of the game, the preparation, and just the will to want to be great, man. That's what's hard to find.
You guys said on Monday that Mason's got to be smart with football, but he's got to take risks.
Yeah.
How do you coach him to balance that with the risk appropriate?
When it comes down to it, my job is to coach him on, those things, right? And to get him to understand, when things aren't perfect, right? Whether it's up front, whether it's, hey, maybe it wasn't the right coverage that we were expecting, right? Hey, do we make a play worse, or do we just, move on, whether it's throwing the ball away, hey, running for 2 yards, checking the ball down, and saying, hey, let's just live to play the next play, right? And but I don't want to ever overcoach what he has also, because you don't want to have him think, and you don't want him scared to make a mistake, because that's one of his superpowers is the confidence, is the aggressiveness, is the playmaking ability, right? So, you want to coach him more through the football lens of it, right? On the iPad, like, hey, look, you got this coverage. This wasn't a great call, right? You got to bail me out sometimes, right? Like, that's football, right? Like, when we don't get the perfect look, hey, you got to check it down, or hey, let's just move on to the next play. We still got 2 or 3 downs, right? And the only way that he's going to get better at that is reps, right? Like, me and my, from what I've learned from my dad as an offense coordinator and as a quarterback, and me playing, and what we believe in is that, listen, when we're up a lot, man, like, it's not time to just mail it out and go home. I believe in the third, fourth quarter of those games, like, we got to get better. Like, why not, let him put the ball in his hands, and because he needs experience, I'd rather him make a mistake when we're up 28, right, than make one in a big game that could hurt us, right? And the only way he's going to learn from those is experience. And when, like I said, when he is down there, when to take care of the football and then when to take chances. And I believe in that, because that's the only way you're going to grow.
Given the circumstances of his recruitment,
yeah,
did that allow for just a closer relationship between you guys when he walked in the door, or even now maybe coaching him up, giving him tough love? Just the fact that you and Pitt were his only Power 4 offer? Oh,
yeah, definitely. I mean, we were the first people that really believed in him, and not just believed in him, but, we brought him here on during spring ball, I think that first or second practice he came up, and it was awesome. You're talking about a kid love football. I mean, we sat in there and we watched film of the offense and film of who we want to be, and kind of comparing us to other great offenses or, NFL teams, stuff that we do, and just watching him sit in there and answer questions and want to talk football. I mean, we were in there for like freaking 5-6 hours just watching film and talking ball, and that's when I knew that he was the guy I wanted, and obviously, we took his commitment really early. I mean, for, not a highly rated kid, right? A lot of people say wait and wait for some big, no, man, like, he was the guy we wanted, and that's why we took his commitment so early. As soon as he wanted to commit, we were like, heck yeah, we want you, I want you. So that was a big part of it, and that's why also we didn't sign our guy in that class, right? Because I really knew he was going to be special.
What are you hoping to see out of your running backs and receivers in the Notre Dame game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just matching the intensity that they play with. Coach Freeman and them do a great job on defense, and that's who they are. They're a lot like us. They're a defensive program, right? And they're going to play hard, fast, and physical. And that's what they believe in, and we have to match that. And I think really in this little winning streak that we've had, I think the skill guys we've played a lot harder. Like, not just running routes. I mean, obviously we're doing a great job running routes and catching the ball and getting open, but just doing the little things right? Like lining up fast. communicating, blocking on the perimeter. I think that's why we had a couple big runs for Stanford. We blocked really well on the perimeter at receiver, which helps spring those backs, right? Just doing those little things, because we have talent, we have guys that can win, but it's just playing hard, playing physical, and just, playing harder for longer than they do, and that's what we got to do for 4 quarters.
It seems like whenever teams play a freshman quarterback, they try to throw a bunch of different stuff at him. And for you as a play caller, how's that chess match been, kind of just seeing different stuff each week?
Yeah, it's been great, and the great thing is he's seen a lot. We've played really 5 different teams. We've seen a lot of different coverages. We've seen everything from man to 7 across to zone to 2 high zone, 1 high zones. We've seen a lot of stuff, and he's getting a lot of experience with all the games that he's played. And for us, man, I think football's changed a lot to where, defensive coordinators now are more schematic, and what I mean by that is, like, you don't just line up in a formation and expect to get something like we used to when I played. It was like, hey, I line up in this formation, I know I'm getting too high. Football's now became where defense coordinators, just like the NFL, are attacking offenses and trying to confuse the quarterback, right, with different coverages and different stuff that you haven't seen on film prior to weeks. So for us, we believe in, we know we're going to get something that we haven't seen, right, and we got to be, we got to be prepared to make changes, right? Like, I think that's where we've been good this year, is we've been able to make adjustments pretty fast, not waiting till the second half or waiting. We've been able to make protection adjustments and obviously what type of throws we want to run, quick game, drop back, play action, right? We've been able to do that fast, and he's been really good at handling that stuff, right? Understanding his protections when he's hot, right? Like he's getting rid of the ball quick when he is getting blitzed, and obviously then he can make plays when he has to.
How have you noticed the relationship between the skill players and Mason over these past few weeks that he's been starting quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, the relationship's great. Mason was a kid that, even when he wasn't the starter, he would stay after practice and throw, right? Like, he was always trying to get better. So they've been throwing with him. The great thing, he was here in spring. So, they trust him and they see the work that he puts in and how serious every rep is for him at practice. Like, he's one of those kids that's like he was pissed that he wasn't 90% yesterday in practice. He was like 89%. It's like, well, hey, if you check the ball down right here, you'd have been 90. So it's like, just, they just see how competitive he is, and I think that's they believe in him, and I think that's a big thing about it.
Since Mason's been starting and getting more and more national attention, if you guys keep winning, there's obviously been some talk about getting coached by a larger program, even you getting coached by a larger program. How do you guys kind of manage that and not let it become a distraction?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, this is all we're cared about is this year, right? We have a chance to do something special here these next 3 days. Let's be real. We're in a great situation. Things happen for a reason, and we're here together, and this team's together, and the way we started to where we are now, this place can do something special, and we're excited for the rest of the season. And when it comes down to it, we want to win, and when it comes down to it, I think we can win a championship here, and we have a chance to do that this year. And why not make the college football playoffs, right? Like that's got to be the mentality, right? Because we have an opportunity to do that these next 3 games, and I know our kids are excited for that. We've had this bye week, and they see the opportunity that we have, and we talked about this last year of getting into this situation where we were last year, because we were 7-2 last year, right? But hey, we got to finish this year, and I know that's a big thing for us, and we're going to do that this year.
Kade, I know you're focused on the game itself, but is there a little bit of excitement knowing the national spotlight on this game with game day and ACC huddle coming?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, growing up, just being a college football fan and just and loving the game, that's special. It's been a while since it's been here, right? And that's what it's going to make this game fun. And I know we're excited for it. It's a normal football game, right? I mean, that doesn't change the fact that, hey, we go to work every day. We're here to be the best every day, and we're going to go out there and try to win, and hey, we're going to be attacking. That's who we are. We're going to go be who we are, and try to put on a show, because and that's what it's about, and have fun doing it. So it's a mentality.
Taking into account that Dez's health has fluctuated over the last several weeks, month plus, just what is your assessment of the run game just leading into this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think every week we've gotten better and better. We had one of the highest rushing outputs versus Stanford compared to the games that they had earlier. Versus some of the teams that they played, and so just seeing where we're going, I think Boozy obviously went to another level. He missed. You can kind of start seeing how comfortable he is running the ball, seeing his holes, reading his keys, and trusting the line, right. And I think that's because he just missed all of fall camp. And then obviously getting Dez back, having that 1-2 punch is huge for us. us. And when it comes down to it, we want to be balanced, right? We've got to be able to throw it, to win, but we also got to be able to run it when we have to, right? And dominate the line of scrimmage and stay balanced, because when we're balanced, we can do anything we want to do on first and second down and stay good in down distance. It's hard to play football as an offense if you're in a lot of second, third longs, right? And we've showed that this year when we've stayed in good down distance, able to run the ball and throw the ball and stay balanced, that we've been a really good offense. So we just got to keep doing that and then finish drives.
Thanks, Kade.
Appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be a fun one.
You're probably one of the only guys on this team that was recruited by Notre Dame a little bit. Just how were those pursuits? Did you visit out there? What was that like?
They offered me when Kelly was still there. I think Freeman was actually the defense coordinator, so it was cool. It was awesome to get the offer, obviously, especially as a O-lineman, with the prestige they had. I had a visit scheduled, but after I visited here, I knew I wanted to commit here, so I canceled that visit and then just enjoyed the rest of my time. But yeah, I don't know many people left there. So.
I know Mason's talked about growing up in Ohio, like he did, that he has some people coming to this game and friends and family that are Notre Dame fans. Do you have anyone like that that'll be here this weekend?
Not here, but my grandpa's a Notre Dame fan, so he's not coming to the game though.
What? Right. Oh, go ahead.
Ryan, how ready do you feel for the physicality that you guys are going to face, and how do you prepare for that?
It just starts with practice. You gotta, bring the intensity in practice. There's no really way to just simulate the game. You want practice to be harder, than the game. But obviously, they're really physical up front, especially, in their front seven. They're linebackers. You see with these O-linemen getting to the second level, their linebackers aren't afraid to hit you. So, it just starts with practice, how we drill, how we go up against our defense, and, we're going to have to match them. So.
Ryan, what was some of your guys' emphasis in the bye week, especially just with, having two guys out of the starting lineup, trying to, you probably get Jeff Percy back in that too? Just what were your guys' focuses?
Getting back healthy, obviously, just as a whole team, get some rest, and then just being able to get an extra step on them. They were worried about Navy, which is a completely different offense than us. So, just trying to get that extra step, extra film work, seeing if we can pick up on anything, and then, just getting back healthy. So.
Ryan, I know when I was a kid, every Saturday morning I would wake up, turn on ESPN, College Game Day would be on. What's it like to get a chance to play in a game where Game Day will be there?
It's cool. It's a really cool opportunity. I was here. We had it for West Virginia, I think 2022, but I wasn't playing in that. But it's obviously a cool thing for the fans. It's a cool thing to for them to experience. But at the end of the day, it's still the game. It doesn't change the game. We just gotta go out there and win.
Is it kind of crazy to see how the season's gone? You guys were 2-2, now you're 7-2, ranked in the college football playoff rankings. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely been. It started off a little bumpy. It's kind of been like a roller coaster, but right now we're riding a big wave, and we just gotta keep it going. Don't let it get to our heads. We still got a lot to do. A lot of big teams ahead of us. So.
As a team, you guys have struggled with penalties, some self-inflicted wounds over the course of the season. Coach Narduzzi was talking to us about how in a game like this, against an opponent like Notre Dame, those kind of things could really hurt you. Just how has practice gone this week, and just how are you guys approaching just going into this one and wanting to play as clean a game as possible?
Kind of as you said, it's hard to simulate the game, especially when the atmospheres get bigger, or you're on the road. We're home, but it's going to be a big atmosphere. There's stuff that happens in the game that you haven't seen all week in practice, and just stuff I don't know if adrenaline or something, but people make mistakes that they usually don't, and you just gotta be calm under the pressure. You can't let it get to you. It's just a normal game. It's just another game. Doesn't matter how big the crowd is. You just gotta stay calm and play football. And obviously I don't think we've done a great job at it, but we've gotten better over the weeks. But gotta keep working at it.
Ryan, how did you guys mentally not let those two losses there sort of kind of get to you and sidetrack the entire season?
I just think we knew that the losses really weren't anything that those teams were doing that we lost. We were up on both of them, and self-inflicted wounds brought us back down. We played sloppy football. They didn't beat us. We beat ourselves, but loss is still loss. It doesn't matter how it happens. And we knew we were a good team. We knew we were better than what we've shown, so we're starting to show it now.
What stands out to you about Mason, particularly when he's in the huddle?
He's a natural-born leader. Ever since he got here, just being in the huddle with him, he doesn't, it's not he doesn't stutter, he's ready. He knows he belongs there, which is rare as a young guy. You don't see any worry in him. He's doesn't let the lights get too bright, so he's special.
Ryan, a similar question. I mean, you might go into a game like this, have a true freshman quarterback, and think, man, how's this dude going to handle this? How has he handled this week, and how do you expect him to win this?
He's handled it like a pro, really. Like, hasn't gotten too big for him. Obviously, he's done those interviews or whatever, but like he's Mason. Like he came in as a leader. He's still a leader. Like he's a different cat than most like freshmen are. So he's ready for the light.
Kenny, this is your third season here at Pitt. Have you ever had a build up to a game quite like this one?
Whew. I mean, my freshman year we went to go play Notre Dame. At Notre Dame, packed out. It was an exciting atmosphere. It was a game I was looking up for, just like this game. But at the end of the day, just trying to take the same approach to every game, stay in my rhythm, and just make sure that I'm not thrown off by any of the outside noise and what we got going on.
How difficult is that, given all the excitement around this?
It's hard, especially like seeing social media and all that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's another game for me and another opportunity for me to go show what I can do to everybody, to the world.
What did you and your teammates talk about in the bye week as far as looking at these next 3 months, not just Notre Dame, but seeing what opportunity lies in front of you guys?
Really just focusing on us, focusing on our execution and what we can do to continue to get better at what we do. And just keep playing our brand of football. And really that was the main message, is just stay us, keep being us, be efficient, and just play our ball, make plays.
Kenny, as a group, how much have you guys bought into blocking?
A lot. Honestly, if you look from even last year, like this year, like perimeter blocking, interior blocking, pass pro, the line's been doing a phenomenal job. I mean, I don't watch a lot of the O-line tape because I'm watching the perimeter a lot, but when I do, I mean, those boys are getting busy. And, I mean, we have time to throw. On the perimeter, the blocking's been great. We just need to keep executing on that and just be, like, detailed on that.
Are you expecting to be matched up against Slanders more a bit this weekend?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think they're gonna come out and do what they do. They're gonna come out and run man. If they put them on me, just go execute, be detailed. I mean, he's a great corner. I like watching him play, and I'm just go out there and do what I do.
Do you really enjoy opportunities like this to go up against a guy that has a lot of attention, might be that?
I love it. It's like I said, another opportunity for me to show what I can do. I mean, he's a great corner, but I'm a great receiver too. So, I mean, we'll see.
Kenny, how do you think the adversity that you guys faced at the beginning of the season helps you through not only Notre Dame, but after as well?
I think just like any other game, I mean, a win is go propel us forward. I think that when we go in, we execute, we do what we do, we're unbeatable. So we just go in there and just go play our brand of football, It's just that's all it is.
Kenny, I know you had some bumps and bruises a couple weeks ago. How big was it for you and just this whole team to kind of have that week?
It was amazing. We got fresh, we got healthy, got to get our legs back under us. Obviously, bumps and bruises got to heal over time, and it's November, everybody's banged up. Everybody across the country, nobody's 100% healthy right now.
How is your relationship with Mason Burrow these past few weeks as a starter, and just what was it like this bye week? What were you guys talking about?
Tremendously. I mean, he's a guy, you guys see that. And Mason makes his reads, and he goes through his reads, and he's fast with his reads and quick with his feet. I mean, it's just, I love watching that dude play, and the way he gets the ball out, man, I mean, it makes it easy for me.
When we've talked to Mason, the vibe definitely is that this is a kid who is just mature, wise beyond his years. We talk to coaches, we talk to his teammates, we get that same feedback. I know you've been asked about him before, but just what sticks out about him just from kind of the demeanor, the presence perspective?
I've never played with such a detailed, he's just a detailed guy. Everything that he does, in film he's detailed, on the field he's detailed, like everything. I mean, he's a perfectionist. We go up and we put up 50 points and we should have put up 78. I mean, he's upset, so which is great to see, which is nice to see from a young guy like him, seeing how much success he has and still seeing what he has to pick up on.
Kenny, what did you guys learn last year that maybe you've applied to this year to make sure that sort of that second half lull doesn't happen?
Like I said, focusing on us. I think last year we got too focused on the opponent, too focused on the moment, the game, the atmosphere, what's going on outside of the building. And our reality, it's us. It's us on that field. It's our 11 versus their 11, and we got to go execute. And I think that's the biggest difference from this year, just focusing on us more.
How do you see guys like Blue and Deuce, guys that are in the first year in this offense, how they've grown and sort of got more used to?
Amazing. It's not an easy offense to learn. I struggled a lot when I first tried to learn it too. So them coming in and picking it up is great. And those guys are just so talented, so fast. They catch the ball. After the catch, they're good. They're good football players.
Kenny, I know when I woke up on Saturday mornings as a kid, I'd flip on College Game Day. I mean, did you have that same experience, and how was it exciting to play in a game?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get College Game Day, I mean, it's exciting. Like, it's just another step on the platform, just more eyes on us and more opportunity for us,
Kenny, you said the other day, you raised some eyebrows when he said we could lose 110-3 or whatever that was. We in the room, we sort of knew what he meant, but it seemed that caught the attention of folks on social media. Like, is it okay to lose 110-3 to these guys?
I mean, I don't really know if he meant to answer the question that way, but I mean, it doesn't affect us. Nothing at the media, anything that goes on in the media affects us. Us guys in this room, we know what we have, and Coach Deuce knows what we have. I mean, he's confident that we'll win. We're confident that we'll win, and that's the only mindset that we have.
But I know it's Notre Dame, but does the fact that this game doesn't necessarily have an impact on whether you guys reach Charlotte or not, does that sort of free you guys up a little bit?
I mean, I guess. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, for us, it's another opportunity. You see Notre Dame, you see the shiny helmets. I mean, they're ranked. I mean, it's an opportunity for us. Like, that's all it is. And we're ready to go. We're prepared. We have a great game plan. Our coaches are ready. Nobody's timid. We're going to go out there and we're going to go dominate. That's it.
Do you expect to be back at punt return this weekend?
Whatever coach feels is best.